So I think counter picking will actually come into play. The safest pick possible, I think, on most maps is still Visor, even though he did get nerfed a little bit somewhat. I think his stack, his movement, the way it feels, and just the ability in general are very, very strong. So he's probably going to be a comfort pick for most people, especially like you said, they're playing for money today, so you're going to see some people try to stay with safe options. But as we see here, we see, I missed which side, but we see Visor, Clutch, and Ranger on one, and Ranger, Galena, and Clutch on the other. So
there's still a big case to make for Ranger on this map, of course, but like you said, this map has changed a lot. I think this is where we're going to see a lot of the, I don't want to call it experimentation, but a lot of the kind of new ideas coming out from this patch. It's good stuff.
Yeah, the Tri-Bolt changes, this is the map you will see the most use of it, I think. Especially like the farther we get, the better players that advance, you'll see them use it more.
All right, but we are finally getting into it here. Our very first match of the day right here in the quarterfinals. We've got Volkerh, we got SIB, and we've got Blood Run. So we're going to be starting off here following Volkerh, who, like you said, coming in with that clutch and just the speed he can take up. Taking a little bit of damage from that initial rail. But SIB is not going to really have much to grab on this side, as Volkerh is actually going to be taking over armor, taking over plasma and or nail, however you want to call it these days. But SIB has that tri-bolt, and Volkerh is already looking like he's routing it and also respecting it a bit.
Yeah, I really like the respect that he's giving, and the one thing that Clutch can really utilize now is the fact that the light armors are worth 50 and not 25. So if he camps over here near the rocket launcher when he's weak and he manages to collect both items, you can really see him be able to come back within the game compared to before, where it took even longer to build that stack up. And what you want to see from the Ranger matchup side is you want to see like distance being kept or setting up a very close trap to use Dire Orb to potentially telefrag through the shield, because now Clutch, he can't dash on the ground. They changed that, so he has to jump, which can potentially make him predictable enough that you can land the telefrag on him.
And it's actually mechanical changes instead of just changing values, so I really do appreciate that. Volkerh is setting up pretty nicely here on Mega. And again, he's not going for it just yet. He wants to kind of scare SIB off first before going for the grab, but then the exit is going to be a little bit tough. Fortunately for him, he is a clutch, so he can put a lot of pressure on this armor immediately. Here comes the shield. There's an attempt on the orb.
Nice use of orb.
And yeah, it's a great escape for SIB there.
He should rush in and try to finish this now. He is very, very well played.
Nice.
Oh, and he's stacked. It's practically a free kill. And I think he can hear him below him. He's got Visor trapped right now. What he wants to do is just make sure, even if he doesn't get the kill here, with Visor being trapped, is to make him weak enough that like afterwards he's maybe only 100 health, 50 armor. Use the orb. Thank you.
I like this aggression, though. We have a little bit of an attempt of a gauntlet coming out, but it's not going to connect. That's going to be 2 for 2 out of SIB. Didn't quite make the rocket jump to the armor.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're not Doom right now. You're a Ranger. So, but doesn't matter. He's able to collect it. But the thing is, they're both equal. He needs to not underestimate that. With the new stacks and the way that you spawn and getting light armor off the spawn, they're equal right now. So he's giving that respect. He knows he has the champion lead, and I like the decision making here.
Blaze has got the one Ranger to blow through at this point. His rails are going to be a little bit off, but look at this aggression coming out of SIB. Oh, and it's punished with the orb. That's going to be a relatively fast first round. I know you were concerned that players could kind of sandbag this map a lot more now, but neither of these guys seem willing to take their time.
Yeah, well, I think the good thing is that when SIB had the advantages, he pushed them, and that's what you need to do. And it's good to see that so far he's not playing with scared money, and that when he actually does have the advantage, he's going for it.
I love the immediate usage of the shield on the armor, knowing that Ranger's orb puts so much danger on that. Oh, teleports behind him. It's a huge crossover, and Volkerh is taken down by the starter shotgun. SIB, what a decisive first frag.
Yeah, I like twice now. He hasn't used it to try to telefrag. He's used it to misdirect, to give himself more options, and to make Clutch second guess what he's doing. So, and the one thing I think that Volkerh forgot is that there was a big change as well. Like when you're using the shield with Clutch, you used to be able to cancel at the last second and use the mining drill for the entire period. But now the mining drill counts down as you're using the shield, so you can't, you know, effectively have 7 seconds of shield now and then 4 or 5 seconds of the mining laser.
But with the orb on orb, I mean, Volkerh is still kind of caught flat-footed. Coming into rocket launcher, he didn't look really prepared for that fight. SIB is still holding on to the lion's share of the stack that he built up over the past minute. In fact, we're only 1 minute in, and Volkerh is down to his Visor.
Yeah, I think if Volkerh loses this round, I'd like to see him not start Clutch. I'd like to see him start Visor instead to be able to have intel and knowledge. He seems to be getting caught out a little bit. So a champ change-up, I think, would be a nice thing for him to try to get back into this game.
Well, let's see if he's tuned to the same frequency you are here as we go into the potentially map-ending round here. We do have Volkerh going for the Visor, looking for the rail on the Mega. Sib's actually been pretty cautious about taking that immediately, but he's kind of forced onto it this time. Trying to get back out of here. Doesn't quite get the orb all the way to the rocket launcher. It's messy, but he's still alive.
Yeah, he had a very good plan there. He just needed to fully commit to it. Like, getting railed once, he had plenty of time to deal more LG damage. He probably could have got another 80 to 90 damage before activating the orb and actually getting on to the rocket launcher. So a missed opportunity there for him, and you see Volkerh is in control. He has a better stack. Is the jump in this situation.
And here comes this new tribal. Some decent damage with it, lots of dinks, and here comes in another rather aggressive dire orb, but it just keeps Volkerh down in the middle at the moment, which opens him up to even more tribal damage, and there's the frag with it. All right, first map of the day, and we have a tribal kill. How's that feel?
I mean, obviously it feels very good for Sib. I think Volkerh is like very surprised, probably disappointed at that situation, and that's just, you know, something that's new and unique to the patch right now, and players are going to have to adjust from map to map.
All right, so as Volkerh goes for a little bit of recovery, he's going to be finding himself on that Mega, again trying to get out of there with the orb, but it doesn't go the way he wanted, and now he's just down to his clutch. This is his last champion available. Sib is looking a little bit worse for the wear after that fight, but Mega's going to get him back in tip-top shape. He's got weapons. Volkerh's looking at this armor that obviously isn't there, and he doesn't have weapons either, so he's going to take away that shotgun and be trying to find a way to put some pressure on without overcommitting.
Yeah, Sib took a huge gamble, actually, on that last fight to, like, orb in the way he did, considering Volkerh was on Ranger himself. But I think he's feeling confident in the fact that he's up 2 rounds, and he might be looking at, like, okay, if I push here and get this now, it could maybe, like, set Volkerh over the edge mentally and, like, sort of win the game and snowball from there. And he had wonderful rockets after, like, he orbed in for that fight, and yeah, he's in steady control now. He has the right champion against Clutch. And Volkerh's in big trouble and close to losing this first map.
Fortunately for him, he can head back to the recovery room a little bit and spend some time. Sib's going to be really loud about which entrance he's covering, but can Volkerh really afford to drop down through Mega right now? I think he was gambling on getting a pickup there. It's not going to happen. He's going to be moving right back through, and Sib is going to be, just guarding that and denying Volkerh even the information on that timing.
He did manage to pick up the lower green, though.
Right.
So he's now back up to 100 armor. He can't get above 100 health right now with the new stacks, but at least he's sort of getting back. So if I were him right now, you got to play it really slow, and this is dangerous.
Well, there's slow and then there's walking into rails. So, and here comes the tribal. It's going to be a mid-air usage of the shield. A really good bounce. Oh, and it's going to be a mutual one. Unfortunately, that means that Volkerh is going to be down for the count in Blood Run.
Well, that huge risk to like stay in that fight actually pays off, and manages to take the first map. I'm very surprised to see that that Clutch actually died there in that last fight. But I guess the splash from the orb was just a lot more than I personally think so. Yeah, I would, if I were him, I would maybe keep Ranger, but get off and try a different champion. Okay, so, well, he's sticking to his guns with Clutch, and I like the Clutch pick from Sib here in, you know, response to the Blauskowitz pick from Volkerh. So, it can definitely be used to, you know, what is it? So it's a 7-second duration, but I think, what is it? The Blauskowitz dual wielding is like 5 seconds. So you have like a decent window of opportunity that if you get the jump on him and you force out the dual wield, he gets scared, that you can wait till the end of it and potentially finish him off.
And it means that you see just even more playing around that statue, you know, denying that line of sight, trying to make something happen with light machine gun, and, you know, playing that LG area a hell of a lot. Not as much action from what I saw yesterday in the armor area. We'll see what happens. 2, 1. All right, so we're going to be starting off here on Volkerh. It is his match to win, just to be able to stay in the bracket at least. So he's going to be starting off as his Clutch. It's always a danger jetting off the side of the map, but for now he's got a little bit of health and about to be a lot of bit armor. Going for that initial delay. It's usually kind of an information-dense one where you don't have a lot of information on when that Mega was actually taken, so delaying the armor doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get both. but he's going to be making a bit of a play for it here anyway.
If that was the last patch, I think SIB would have seen him standing there. They lowered the scaling on the model a little bit.
Yeah, he lost some weight.
Well. Yeah. I like what he's doing here. Just collect the Mega, that's fine.
Or bait him into it. What?
What just happened?
Okay.
Oh my god. What a nice shot. Like, if he misses that rocket, he's dead right there. Especially with the shotguns that are
He
up.
might be dead here anyway. Here comes SIB on the rebound. Getting a nice one with his own clutch, but as you saw there, now his own shield is out. And that means that clutch is going to be a little bit worse for the wearer, trying to defend with these rockets, but it's ability on ability as Volkerh brings that back out, and my game just crashed.
Oh, holy cannoli.
All right, I'll get back in there, and for the next round, we'll be right back in it.
Dewey and,
Okay, yeah.
and Chain might
On,
bring it out on a map or two. The
like
one
Ruins?
I think Ruins is the map right now that if Anarchy's viable, it's there. And you have to play him with a much different play style now, which I actually like the changes that they made to the injection, where you can it only does 50 now instead of like the full health regen, and that it's an overstack. It's like a good initiation tool now. Like you overstack yourself, you go in for a fight, you have extra speed for dodging and getting into there. I like that change a lot rather than a free get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good direction to take Anarchy.
And it's the right way to kind of look at all these abilities. I think we're starting to see people have to use them even more strategically instead of just going for that quick kill all the time.
2, 1. Round.
All right, so actually confirmed there, but I believe, yeah, SIB is going to be up this one round. We got Volkerh taking away that Mega right away. Trying to spam off, but getting his plasma caught on the corner just a little bit, so not a lot of information from that hit. But he's going to be coming right back into LG, as we've got a little bit of pressure coming from SIB, but he can't really push on it just yet. Oh, but the corner plays come now, as well as the double rockets. Volkerh's backing off. Great defense.
Yep, good job baiting the ability out. Now what he needs to do is, like, honestly, he should have gotten the vials right away, but looks like SIB just kind of rushing in for the LG, not respecting the position. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
How did he win that fight?
Especially after that scream. So now we've got Blastquits v Blastquits. We have the double starter machine guns coming up, and with that last 5 HP, he's not going to be long for the world. Volkerh's still got a little bit of that left as he's going to be healing back up. We're off of the item timing right now. Yeah, no, no kidding.
Yes,
like,
use
actually pick it up.
Tribolt, please.
Your targeting computer's off. All right, but Volkerh is going to be sitting back in the hallway for the moment. It's 5 seconds to Mega. I'm not sure if he's going to be in a great position for it, especially with that clutch, with the shield available. A close-range fight would be asking for disaster, but he's able to get a trivial amount of damage off at least.
Yeah, right here he just needs to he even needs to give up heavy. He's in dire straits right now. He needs to get his dual wield back, and he has Tribolt now, so I think dual wield Tribolt is very good against clutch because you can also use it on the ground.
Yep, and here comes the double rockets, putting a lot of pressure anytime Volkerh, or SIB rather, wants to go for an attack. Volkerh still took a lot of damage there, but he's still alive, 25 HP. He can take a little bit of health in the Boneyard. Mega's going to be up there, so you know that SIB is going to be haunting that. Yeah.
Good choice not to go for it. He doesn't have many options, but I would have liked to have seen Tribolt instead of Rockets in that last fight. He probably would have taken less self-damage and been in a better state, but SIB did a good job of sleuthing out where he's going to be, trying to recoup on the map. It's unpredictable. Oh. Robot Wars.
They're in love, you know? It's just robot love. It's a little mating dance. All right, but SIB's going to be knocked down. I love all the shotgun usage coming out here, but Volkerh, he's got SIB down to his Strogg, which is definitely a danger for a clutch at the moment, but the armor's certainly going to help out. What is this rush, though?
Beautiful.
SIB just ate all of those pellets.
Shoddy Pippin.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to tie up the rounds here 1-1. So Corrupted Keep, always a little bit chaotic, always a little bit nasty, but it's not over yet.
2.
Yep, that came down to
Round 2.
SIB misjudged the timing of the shield that would run out, and he fired a shotgun, and Volkerh just pounced on the reload time delay, and all went from there.
As soon as you recognize he's made a mistake, there's no going back from that.
Yep. Yeah, when you're clutch, one mistake is all it takes.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so Volkerh is going to be keeping it a little bit cool here. Maybe those last couple rounds were too hot. Going to be, listening for the pickup of Tribolt, but avoiding a lot of the sight line. But it's not like SIB didn't know he was there either. 5 seconds to Mega. Volkerh is going to be looking for the drop down. a cursory amount of damage on SIB, but SIB still got the steal, and now he's making his way back over to armor like he doesn't even care that Volker's above him. Nice LG. Volker's in big trouble. He's going to go for the steal of the armor. There it is. Back into the, well, I want to say recovery room, but it could be, yeah, too risky for him. Volkerh still heavily wounded. Where did that rocket come from?
Very good job. Just knowing he has the advantage that Volker's weak and just holding good position to cut him off. Oh, that is rough, man. Yikes.
I've always loved the starter shotgun, and now I love it even more.
Yeah, it's very, very effective against the tanks right now, and he managed to get 2 shots in before the shield kind of got activated. I think what happened is Volkerh fired as he was popping the shield, which you don't want to do that unless you're like absolutely sure. And wow, wonderful rockets.
And they just keep on trading. Volker's still down to his last champion here. But he's got a good 20 seconds to survive this fight. Here comes the shield. The rockets are going to be good each way. And it's just not going to be enough.
All right, so correct me if I'm wrong. SIB's up 2-1 now.
That is correct.
Prepare to fight.
Pressure's on.
All right, so Volker's got to reach deep down inside himself right now and come up with some magic, because this is going to be the last round for him in the playoff bracket if he doesn't get magic real quick. Volkerh spawning BJ this time.
And he got the beneficial spawn for blast hits, I think.
That spread on the heavy machine gun, though, is a little bit less reliable than the starter machine gun, but the LG is going to be hitting every time, but those quad rockets, or quad SG, it's going to be really nasty.
I am shocked that the shotgun like worked from that range. Even though it was dual wield, I thought dual wield LG would come out on top, but
it was a narrow margin for sure. But SIB actually getting 2 frags in a row there, that's the real amazing thing. Surviving that fight, really great LG, and Volkerh mistiming that Mega just by a little bit. Well, SIB thought he was mistiming it too.
Looks like
left it up for him.
Tilting a little bit, which is unfortunate to see. Like, you need to be keeping your composure when you're up against elimination. But he's a little bit more stacked right now. He has the right guns. If he finds the right jump, gets like 2 good rockets, he could turn this around.
Well, 1's easy.
Yeah, 1 is easy. It's all about the follow.
Yeah. All right, so Mega's going to be popping back up here. SIB's actually in a good position for it, but he's going to be leaving that of his own accord. Volkerh might be able to rush in his clutch, but they're going to be potentially clashing. Here comes the shield. SIB's backed into a corner, but he manages to actually get back out of the doorway before Volkerh follows up.
That shotgun from mid-range is doing so much work. Even at mid-range where you think you might be safe to spam, he's taking 50 to 60 damage from that as clutch, and there's another character it'd be different, but I'd be looking at the beginning of the end here.
Yeah, Volkerh has very little health to take up, and even the health that he can access is going to be vulnerable, and it's going to be the Tri-Bolt to finish him off.
That's that, folks.
That is indeed going to be that for Volkerh. That means that SIB is going to be moving forward to the semifinals.